Guys, gals, non-binary pals, can you hear me? I hope you can. No, we can't. All right. And with that, I have all the information I need. So this is our second of 4 matches during the quarterfinals. Standard FF2 settings between UkiMiyoshi and Dare. Joining me in the comms booth, the same commentators we had for match 1 between Clunk and Kaiser 2, Ultima JC and KLDR. Both of you want to take a look at this tracker and maybe talk about the things that you see that are interesting about this seed?
Well, this is just a banger.
It's very, very, for the most part, it's evenly spread out, but that 9 in OC is scary.
Kat, what's your favorite number on this tracker? Is it the 9 in OC? Is it the 7 in DC? Is it the 0 in PR and levels? What do you think?
My favorite's the 4 on drive, not gonna lie to you. Like, that's
beefy.
I wonder if the racers will try to get those 4 on drives in tandem with the OC and Disney Castle, because between those two worlds, I think you can level up just about every form. You'd have to go into OC2 for final form levels, but you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can. How many nobodies are in that fight? How much experience do you get there?
Probably like only 1 or 2 levels tops, but still.
It's something, though. It's something. Yeah, I mean, and 4 in TT, 5 in HB, they'll end up dipping into those, probably. I have to say probably because Dare has been our wild card of
sure.
routing.
Oh, yeah.
Follows a very atypical path. I mean, so far, it's played out for him.
Look, that Hades push frame 1 seems a lot more enticing now than it did before, so I'm fully expecting Dare to be Hades 35 minutes in.
Dare straight into Agrabah.
This is interesting. I guess the death abuse is what we're here for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll see people do this one.
Traditional Pride Lands push for Mookie.
No way!
Holy shit!
Oh, man. Well.
Didn't see what Uki got, but
Yeah, Uki got final form, but
okay.
Sheesh.
Yeah, sheesh is right.
Row.
Listen.
Oh, why do you keep rolling these?
I was about to say I didn't roll this seed, but I totally did.
Money pouch.
Oh, let's pocket change. Not too far from home.
A lot of pocket change.
Inflation's a bitch.
You can buy a lot of ethers with that. I think it's good. It goes a while. It goes a ways, you know? Oh, boy.
Fair.
Uki with limit form? That is 2 forms in Pride Lands already.
Oh, disgusting.
Oh, and the 2 best ones.
Hard agree. Good take.
Holy cow.
And what's the worst?
Okay, so now Dare is gonna pick up what, a reflect probably? There's got to be a okay, magnet burst.
Magnet burst.
Explosions in this chest.
Nope.
Oh, Mithril Stone.
Watch the Pride Lands be all 5
Don't know what it's
forms.
gonna be. Don't call it.
It's just gonna be 5 forms.
Holy, could you imagine? I've never seen anything quite like that. I've seen all 3 magics in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
I've rolled that seed. I rolled a 3 TT and it was just Blizzaga.
I got 4 forms off MCP.
No.
Wow.
I had 2 forms on the. Oh, speaking of.
Oh, Reflective Pride Lands.
Chain's broken.
But I got the 2 forms right before MCP. MCP himself had a form, and then on Valor 6, I found my last form.
Wow. That's incredible.
Or not Valor 6, it was probably earlier. It was like Valor 4 or something. It was something ridiculous.
Going into Halloween Town for Dare.
Not immediately grabbing the 2 checks here. I guess you probably grabs them when you pass through that room.
Yeah. Because you're coming back anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. I like them immediately because I usually menu there. And so for me, it's sort of worth it.
Get a magic.
But it's definitely some really awkward movement if you grab those 2 chests immediately. So I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm changing. I forgot to change Kale's pronouns. Sorry.
Oh yeah, can we get? Can we be leafy green? Oh wow, KLD or wow, that works too. That's a good one. Take that.
Amazing.
Relevant given what happened yesterday.
And Genie.
I want to be leafy green next time.
There's still
Can I
something
just use
past
no for a
Linda.
pronoun? Is that?
There's no.
Beefy. Green. There you go.
Heck yeah! Oh, love it.
And there's the proof for Uki.
Oh, you scared me. I was like, am I missing a new proof as well?
Another one, yeah. I was
No.
worried too.
So I guess the question has to be asked. I guess there's two. So I think that even me, the biggest mouse detractor, with a 7 Disney Castle, has to push the mouse if I don't get like 4 checks in the courtyard, right? 'Cause that means...
You have to go. I could get 4 checks in the courtyard and I'd still go.
I mean, if I got 4 checks in the courtyard, I might not go. I want to leave that as a great form leveling spot. But
it can still be as long as you don't finish the world.
yeah.
Plus, you get all those nobodies in the I guess Mickey's throne room. I forget the actual name.
But that was just the premise to my actual question, which is like, I think the mouse push is something that, like, to a certain extent, you should almost push no matter what with the high check count. What is going to be the thing that pushes you over the edge to just hard commit to Olympus Coliseum? Are you going to commit to it no matter what? Do you want to... I mean, I guess we have the limit form and the reflect already in Pride Lands. Is that enough to just hard commit to it?
That's basically all you need, really.
Yeah.
The limit form is huge. Limit form is definitely huge. I'd probably try to like complete my shotguns and then go. At least dip into those other worlds. Because there are a lot of different pieces of content there that require, or not necessarily require, but there are different tools that you would like. Because you have Hades Escape, you have Cerberus. Urns has now been trivialized, so we don't have to worry about that one. And then you have Demix. And so you can probably safely assume you're going to end up doing all of those with how many checks there are, with how many important checks. So having something for each of those would be really nice. So the reflect is pretty great, just sort of in general. I guess it's all right for Hades Escape. I'd love to have... Well, actually, we've seen Magnet Burst. So the Magnet Burst for Hades Escape is something that's really great. Limit Form is fantastic for Cerberus. You know, it's like, nothing fantastic yet. I'd love to see a Fire. Final Fire is really good for Demix clones.
Stitch.
I saw something pop up on the tracker. I'm like, is that the Fire?
No.
No, but it's the
Promise
Promise Charm.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, that's 2.
But Uki's gonna come here very soon, so it's not like Dare has a massive advantage by any means.
Yeah, it is only a matter of time.
Can we
I don't
get
think we've ever seen anybody avoid a 9. I don't think I've seen like that high a number on something like STT and people still avoid it.
Oh. Dare's going back for what's going to turn out to be the Thunder.
Right.
Yeah, just did the Death Abuse and then left.
So they're gonna basically overlap each other a little bit. Now Dare has not gone into Pride Lands yet. For his sake, I hope he doesn't completely ignore it like some other seeds that he's played, because we know that even if there's no proof, those first 3 checks are looking almost like necessary to beat the seed.
They're great. I just noticed we have a hint that Valors on drive forms.
Oh, I just noticed that too.
So that is 3 of our forms already accounted for. If there is something needed on drives, then yeah, Prideland's just huge. Having 2 forms already there. And hopefully Uki's able to sort of leverage those early checks. And as I say that, pops into final form to finish off that fight. That's exactly what I love to see players do, is you get those early checks. It's like, oh, I have a form. Let me use the form to speed up this content. You know? Obviously, you don't need it here, but it's pretty good movement. It's great for the fight. Awesome. So Uki finishing off Halloween Town. Dare probably gonna push the monkey. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe continues. Let's see how far. How far did Uki go?
Into Halloween Town?
In Agrabah.
Oh, in Agrabah.
The world is dead.
Left as soon as
After got the thunder, he dipped.
So he probably didn't. So he didn't get these checks in here.
Nope.
All right.
Okay.
Uki's about to.
All right. So I see Pureblood Keyblade. I'll have to keep an eye on what that has, if that's anything interesting.
Oh, but I didn't even notice. So they're like literally circling back over one another because Dare hasn't done Pride Lands, but Uki hasn't done Twilight Town. That's the difference I missed.
Yeah.
Yep. Second key, yeah, Wishing Lamp and Pureblood. There. Okay, and now here's Dare going into Pride Lands. Just like he said. Fortunately, he's going to be able to pick those up.
There's that final
Hello,
form.
final form. Oh, that's incredible.
There's the Promise Charm for Uki. So, I guess if I'm Uki, and I'm aware that I have 2 forms, and I'm going to get a 3rd one hinted, do you think that Uki might potentially delay pushing Twilight Town under the hope that you'll be able to... Well, I guess maybe it's kind of a double-edged sword because you can get the Valor form potentially on final levels, but you might want more forms to get the final level higher. So...
You've got 2 forms. For me, that's good enough. For me, that's good enough to start leveling. Getting final, if I think just like station fight in TT, I think getting 1 to 4 is pretty good there. Getting to 5 is even better, but 1 to 4 is very solid. So I'm kind of happy with that anyway. I don't expect to get much more out of it if I delay.
Right,
okay, now here's the DC.
Oh, juicy stuff.
Courtyard.
Watch it be a lot of rocks and paper.
Where's the scissors? All right, that's the corner. I'm sorry. That's
money.
A corner joke. That's a corner joke. I'm sorry. The rocks and paper. The scissors is right there, man. Like it's. All right, chat. $1 equals. What did we agree on last time? Was it 10 seconds in the corner? I forgot.
I think so.
$1 equals 10 seconds in the corner. Mods, we gotta have 1 in chat, right? You know what? We'll up it to 15. That was so bad that we'll make it 15 seconds. 50. Hang on. I'll 15 seconds for row in corner.
Uki's electing to do the teleport instead of paper. Paper.
I don't. I'm not the biggest fan of how right you were.
I was joking, game. I didn't want it to actually happen.
Second chance and once more, by the way. They don't have either of them, but both are hinted.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like when I jinxed my roommate's gotcha pulls.
In a bad way?
In the most horrendous way.
Oh.
Ooh, we got a mouse push.
Mouse dip. Get your mouse dip in chat.
And I did see Uki enable Auto Wisdom. I'm not sure if he'll find a great opportunity to use it, but it's something that's on his mind. Dare taking a look at these Keyblades. Nothing notable on those 2 Keyblades that he picked up. So no hidden sneaky advantage from those extra checks in Agrabah.
You know, it is nice to check them periodically. Not too often, but
Mhm.
going into Hollow Bastion, you get a couple of final levels.
Yeah.
A final level.
Just one from this fight. I love getting level 2 off of this fight and then going to station because it means I get to stay in final form longer for station fight.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, if I can manage it, that's my ideal play.
So while Minerva Rat is being slow,
Dare gets to zoom along with final form now, and taking advantage of that movement. And a fire.
Toasty.
Do you go into Bailey fight here, Josh?
If I have Limit Form or Magnet Burst or a Blizzard.
Well, we've got 2 of those 3 things.
Yep. Got plenty. I usually opt for Ragnarok instead of Sonic, but that works.
Well, one of the advantages about horizontal slash in Timeless River, and another more paper. He's gonna magnet.
On the bright side, Uki's getting a lot of information.
Yeah, I think one of the advantages to beginner that kind of gets slept on is the extra MP that you get, and so it's much easier to get like a 3rd Sonic Blade out.
Oh yeah, easily.
With that MP, which is something that's really nice, and so I've seen a lot of players take advantage of that, and you can kind of just spam Sonic Blade, and while it's not, quite as big and flashy as Ragnarok, does get you a lot of limit levels.
Oh yeah, and especially since all the enemies in that fight drop a boatload of money.
One more.
Or not money, MP.
Show me one more. Show me one more piece of paper.
Ah.
Oh, I stepped away for 1 second. What is this paper trail? Josh!
It's the whole dang library!
Huh? I'm trying to keep up with the tracker, but all I'm doing is dragging reports into the middle of it. What is happening? We're down here. This is our joint tracker, by the way, just so you're aware. We're down to only 3 reports left.
It's a second chance in poo.
Oh my god, what the?
And an extra drive, that's always handy. I do that all the time.
Where my mouse differs at. where...
Uki's gonna get that final level. Aerial Spiral.
Pretty nice.
I didn't even notice that this LOD was such a high number. No wisdom.
It's 4.
I'll have to push that.
Yeah. You've got Magnet Burst. You've got Limit Form.
You got most of what you would want. If all else fails, you got Genie.
True.
And Final, so Genie's racked.
Can you can't use summons there, can you? When Mulan is ping and unreplaceable?
No.
You have to wait until after minute fight.
Right. You have to wait until after minute fight, which is unfortunate because It would make it so much faster.
Could you imagine Chicken Little? Oh.
It would make LOD1 bearable. I've lost races because I've put it off because I just cannot stand doing it.
Somebody make the Lua. Somebody
Please.
make it.
So what form do we think that Valor form is on? We got one vote in chat for Master. Oh, Dare's about to get some more final EXP.
Quite a bit of Sora EXP too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, this is a pretty late game fight, and so if you can handle it, then you are rewarded with some nice experience. I hate dancers.
They're scary.
So
They
much.
really are. I guess my question earlier is starting to come to both of these racers now. Because, like, I'm staring at a 5 Olympus Coliseum on the joint tracker. And with that 5 is, I kind of want to put it at, like, a 5.5, since the magnet is our first magnet, right? Should we get it. Like, at what point are you gonna bite the bullet and push it? Like, I'm wondering what's, I guess we have so much content available that I can't really blame either one of them not to push it. But what's going to be like that final thing that pushes you over the edge to go do it? Like, is it another reflect? Is it a different magnet? Is it a form?
I know for me, I probably just
Dare.
finish my shotgun. Oh, for Dare, it's right now.
That answers your question.
No.
Dare notoriously doesn't do shotguns, right? We still have not entered Space Paranoids, Beast Castle, or Disney Castle. So,
Right.
For Dare...
Or 100 Acre.
Or 100 Acre, yeah. So for Dare, it's like whenever he feels like it, right? That's been his philosophy, and I'm quoting him on that. I'm not like insulting him. That is his words. But I wonder for Uki. I guess Kayla, you were saying something about finishing your shot. I guess Uki has not set foot in BC or Space Paranoids yet. So I guess it's like if you find, I guess it's just do your shotguns and then try to push the deeper content. That makes sense.
Yeah. If I'm in these runners' place, I probably make some decisions pretty similar to what Uki has done. You know, and you kind of just try to find that point where you feel like, okay, it's time to exit. It's not worth pushing any deeper. Definitely want to hit Space Paranoids. Definitely want to hit Beast Castle. But then, yeah, you know, going into OC pretty soon for sure. The world still has so many checks. You've got to get those soon. You can't let them sit untouched for too long.
Alright.
How helpful were the DC reports? Gave me a magnet and the torn page in HP. So
Could potentially be nice.
It was so rapid succession, I don't even remember what they all were.
So the 5 reports in order that they appear on Uki's tracker is the Blizzard and LOD, the Second Chance in 100 Acre, the Lamp Charm in Pride Lands, the Magnet in Olympus Coliseum, and the Torn Pages in Hollow Bastion. So they're not terrible in that, like, the Blizzard LOD, it's probably kind of like middle of the road, right? Like, it's not anything you wouldn't have expected. The Torn Page in Hollow Bastion can certainly be useful given that neither player has a Torn Page yet. And there's still one unknown check in 100 Acre that isn't a report. And then the Second Chance, I mean, we know about it. And the Magnet, I mean, given that they don't have one yet, kind of useful.
Very nice Ragnarok there from Dare. Limit form Ragnarok on Cerberus is just so good.
Both players actually employing great strats here because the getting through these shadows and soldiers, it's not difficult per se, but getting through it quickly and making sure that the shadows don't go back under the ground or that the soldiers don't go all over the place. It's great crowd control.
Mhm.
I know I certainly still lose a ton of time on those 2 mob fights. I know they're silly and like you never give it a second chance or a second glance like once you're done with them, but like I'm starting to realize that I lose a lot of time on them that I shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you think you're doing something and you're like, oh, this is fine. And then you see somebody do it fast and you're like, oh, I've been doing this wrong.
And it's the reason I'm pointing it out as we get deeper and deeper in this tourney, because like all the races, they're getting so close that like literally these like ridiculously almost inane optimizations, they become relevant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
and
god.
that report killed Halloween Town.
Yeah, it kills Halloween Town. What a hint in Olympus Coliseum.
It's a great one to pick up.
I have to imagine Uki will find it in time before going into Halloween Town. But sorry, go ahead, Kale.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, things like that. It's scenarios like that that may give Uki the edge if Dare doesn't go into DC. You know, if the torn pages are like the last check in Hollow Bastion, or if the magnet is the last check in OC, being able to leave early, I think, is kind of the biggest advantage that Uki might be able to grab out of that DC push. Because unfortunately, mouse push is time consuming. It is unfortunately time consuming, and I certainly can't blame Uki for doing it with how many checks there were. But it sucks to walk out with nothing but information. You don't get anything that definitely speeds up your game.
Also, that experience boost on level 18 is going to come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
At least for stats. I know there's nothing on levels, but they're definitely going to want stats. Oh, Master Form.
Okay.
Where Limit Form is supposed to be.
Wrong form! And
It's
a
not-
magnet for Dare?
It's not French vanilla, it's caramel espresso.
Oh, that sounds good.
It really does.
I was planning to go to Wawa after this to get a bite to eat. Maybe I'll pick up some ice cream while I'm there.
There you go.
My roommate and I ordered Wawa earlier.
Make sure you get
Heck
3
yeah.
ice creams so you can get to the 3rd visit. That's, you know.
True. That's a good call. That's a good call. Oh. Why are we the way that we are?
The rando brain rot is real. Speaking of the brain rot, we have a master form in TT3.
TT.
So,
It was TT2. Is that limit form check?
oh, was it? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blinking.
That's why I
was
said
the-
caramel espresso.
Right. That was the not French vanilla
Oh, okay,
conversation.
gotcha.
Come on, Ro.
Listen, I'm also trying to keep track of
What
the
do you-
joint tracker.
I was gonna say, what are you doing? Like running a stream or something? You know.
Is it? I was gonna say, is this OC bait, but I forgot we had the promise charm at the start.
Mm,
It was just in the shotgun though.
a
Is it
bunch
still
of
bait?
rocks.
I think it's still bait. I think it is. If assuming there's nothing there.
I wonder,
One check left.
this master form for Uki.
Peter
might
Pan on Hades, I'm calling it.
Uki might choose to level master form on Hydra.
He could. I hope he thinks of that.
It's a good call.
It's a very, very quick way to get it leveled up. He's pushing TT3, and TT3 is another great place to level it if you have Drive Converter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Hydra would be more efficient knowing that you're probably going here anyway.
Mhm.
This 4 on drives is also starting to concern me a little bit. We're looking at a limit 4. Oh no,
Oops.
not like this.
Dare has been having stream troubles. It did hiccup at the beginning of the race.
Did it? Okay.
Hopefully it comes back. Yeah, hopefully it comes back soon. It was like right before we started.
I think we had this happen in his previous race too, and it usually just stuttered back to where he was.
Mhm.
Oh, let's interact with that.
No.
There we go.
Okay, it's back. Alright, we're fine. The Hydra is dead.
All right, that's not a report.
Going back in.
One thing
Wants
that's-
to finish the visit.
Yeah. One thing that you might be thinking that Uki is pushing a very low world, but I think one thing that's compensating for it is, obviously we know it's not a report, but the other thing is, look at Uki's stats now. Obviously we're in final form, but still, with being 14 levels above there, what are our base stats going to be? Probably, like, even at worst case scenario, this is a 10-10 final Keyblade, which it's not. Like, it would be 31-38, right? We've got great stats for Uki.
Yeah. And I was actually talking to Uki kind of about this stuff the other day, because he said he was scared to race Dare because Dare is unafraid to push worlds, and that is a very terrifying player to go up against.
Yeah.
Because it means they're somewhat unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
But what we sort of mentioned was when you push second visits, you get experience and you get levels, and then all of your other content is faster, and that kind of dovetailed into the conversation of, back in the olden days of Rando, TT3 was such a common push.
Yeah.
It was such a ridiculously common push for everybody because you get that experience, because you get those levels.
We didn't really think to do screens because we could just do TT3. We did screens if there was stuff in SP.
Screens was the evolution that you used with the visit unlocks, right? Because with the visit unlocks, screens was always accessible, but Twilight Town 3 was not.
Game, I was joking about Hades. I was joking.
But,
and it looks like this check in TT is betwixt.
And Tiny D, by the way, pointing out that neither player has another glide in their name. So they've been gliding around as slowly as possible.
Well, I'll tell you what, the use of Final Form. I've seen both of them in Final Form quite a lot.
They're not going to glide diff each other.
For Dare.
Is this going to be another proof on Hades for Dare?
Stats just a little bit. Well, that's. I guess there's the pop up, right? This is orange statue pop up.
A rock,
it's a Dare
and
seed.
it's on Hades.
I'm assuming we're getting items here.
Yep.
Shop trip.
43 ethers.
43 minus ethers.
I thought we were selling for a second. Sell for more ethers.
Oh.
Oh
no, that Final Form Keyblade had no experience on it.
Okay, so Uki must have noted that and taken it off, because Uki was definitely gaining levels in Final Form during the mansion fight and stuff. Oh, that's rough. That's rough, because that's a lot of high level nobodies that he just killed, and he not getting experience for that is tough.
I mean, I think that for Dare it might be okay, because Dare has yet to go into Twilight Town, and that's where you can potentially, if you go to the third visit, that's where you can potentially get all of your levels. So, I agree with you. It's definitely not great to find that out after the fact, but not the end of especially with the blue levels as well. Not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Final Form. Did we see why does fire work?
Because
it's the Keyblades.
Right,
is that just the Keyblade hits, actually?
I feel pretty sure. I think Hades is... Speaking of, there's a fire on the
Oh, it's a fire. Okay.
Where does
Uki clears it out? I mean, you've got to be so you haven't touched SP, you haven't touched BC, and then OC is obviously looming.
Okay, BC.
We're gonna see BC for the first time.
I don't know if we've turned on our drive converter, if we have it.
I don't know if I've seen one. Well,
Okay,
it definitely doesn't have one on at the moment, at least.
Right, so just probably trying to use the Final Form to get the hits in.
Yeah. Which is, I like it.
I do too. My suspicion was that Uki was probably hoping that Beast Castle could be left with he was probably leaving it for having a Valor or Wisdom. That's my best guess. And then finding the Valor on drives with a 5 on final and a 3 on limit, just probably gave up, and it's like wisdom could be in Beast Castle, in which case I might be screwed out of either form anyways. I may as well just go do Beast Castle now, which is somehow our first time visiting this world in 33 minutes of this seed. So we're gonna see what the Beast Castle shotgun had.
You say that, and like 30.
Oh, death on Dare.
Oh man,
got stuck in Hades. That happens to me.
First time visiting in 30 minutes. That still feels early in the seed. The thing is, though, Uki just did Betwixt, and Dare is currently fighting Hades.
That's true. And
which is far from.
Oh wait, but Dare didn't room save, so we have to buy all the ethers again.
Gotta buy the ether again. Got a menu. What he's gonna do is room save now.
To be fair, Dare does not know about the second chance.
Thinking about
Undertaker. Can't get once more because I don't think that he's gonna go drop everything and grab that once more. So Hades is tough. Like he will wreck you if you don't have the right tools.
And this is what I was talking about with that experience not coming in, because Dare is kind of just below where you want to be for this fight. The floor for this fight is 25. Wow. And you see where those stats are. At Vanilla Sora or base Sora, 20 strength and 27 magic. And you've seen most of Dare's damage has been from the physical hits. And so he's not doing quite so much damage, which means this fight is a little scarier. It's a little bit tougher. You've got to do more of the fight. And Dare's been handling it very well. A lot of really well-timed RCs on these orbs to maximize the amount of time that he can be hitting Hades. But just look at the amount of damage that he isn't really doing with every hit.
I do also want to point out that this is information that the chat might not know, but Dare actually suffered an injury to his hand. So we know that 3 of his fingers are actually
There is
shut.
also that.
I forgot to mention that at the start of the seed, but Dare is actually sitting with 3 fingers taped shut on, I believe, his right hand, if I'm not mistaken, which is his dominant hand. At this point, actually, I have no clue if that's the case or not. Like, at that point, I'm just making stuff up. But like, I'm assuming that was I mean, to be fair, what is it? Like 10% of people are left-handed, so like I'm 90% sure.
Yep.
How did that finisher whiff on Uki's side? Sora, what are you doing?
So looking at
swing, no.
It definitely was the Keyblades on Hades.
Oh, so the fire damage.
Yep.
Okay. It still felt like it was doing a decent chunk, and I'm like, do the Keyblades really do that much? I guess they do.
They do a decent amount.
More paper. But the different kind of paper. Uki's picking up different kinds of paper here in Beast Castle.
Ooh, paper.
Leaving and going back in to reset the drive. Limit Form's movement notoriously bad.
Alright, we have a full health bar. We should hopefully be okay.
Yeah, this is looking much better from Dare.
Yep, just zap him.
Hasn't taken so much incidental damage. He's gonna look to time this RC beautifully.
Timing.
Nice.
Okay.
Like chicken with the Lord of the Dead.
Nice. I think that's it. All right.
Okay, what's it gonna be?
Place your bets, chat.
Come on, Peter Pan.
Bets are closed. The answer is
Wisdom.
Honestly,
okay.
That's huge. That's huge.
That's good.
So Dare has 3 forms now and is going to Twilight Town to level to Final 5. Now, Uki has the Master Form, which was TT2, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Gonna get a drive form advantage. Did Dare take off the no experience Keyblade on Final?
It's a proven BC!
Yo!
And Dare
my goodness.
hates BC. Dare was in my chat during the intermission saying, I never go to BC and I never will. Those are his words, not mine. So Dare, if he completely ignores Beast Castle, this could spell trouble.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll have to see. Still one more proof out there.
So if I'm Uki, I'm legitimately somehow pivoting in my own belief now. I'm actually axing Olympus Coliseum. I'm gonna go do Space Paranoids and Hollow Bastion 2. Right? Like, those are faster shotguns that I can get through. Like, Space Paranoids 1, if I wanted to get through it from start to finish, screens is my only roadblock in the first visit, right? Like, until hostile program. So, like, I may as well just clear out that first visit. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, we'll see how deep he goes here.
Neither person has entered here yet, so if there's a proof here...
This is one of the scenarios where, and I think a lot of people saw this in the Fresh Faces 1 qualifier, which was people just didn't go to LOD because it was a 1, and the 1 was a proof in the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And that feels so bad. Okay, a report. But it feels so bad when the proof was just right there all along.
Yeah.
And you could have and maybe should have had it.
I think that one thing that I've started to come around on that kind of pivots off what you were saying is that I think that people tend to really prioritize that checks per minute, that CPM mentality, and pushing the shotguns once they have at least 2 proofs. Because without 2 proofs, like, the proofs can truly be anywhere, and you're not as compelled to believe that they're early. So,
Sure.
I think that Uki right now, in this situation with 3 proofs to his name, is just trying to say, what is the quickest check I have access to, right? Because with the OC, we have a lot of checks in OC, but they're not quick, right? Like, we have to go through Hades Escape, we have to go through Cerberus, and Daird's in BC.
There is in BC.
Oh, good lord, we have a race on our hands then.
That we do.
There's facing the beast.
This is bizarre because Dare said he hated BC. So something he must have had a change of heart. Maybe our conversation in chat has influenced the race.
Look, I hate OC. I still go. You know, when it feels like it's the right play, I'll still go. And maybe Dare feels that. Maybe Dare feels, you know, I just gotta get in there, gotta get those checks, gotta at least see.
Uki getting some more levels.
Our strength stat isn't great, but I think that Uki's also like realizing, you know, 50 magic. It's a lot of freaking magic. Like I can make do with that. Like I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I'll be fine.
And 31 strength isn't too bad a place to be at right now. That is the Final Fight's floor.
Yep.
And so you get a couple more levels, or you slap on a full bloom, you know, just something to bolster your strength just a little bit more, and you're going to be doing a lot more damage in Final Fights. Oh, the 1 cycle?
What a beautiful
so nice.
One cycle from Dare. I don't think I've ever seen that on Fresh Faces ever. That might be the first time we've had a limit form 1 cycle thresholder.
That is so hard to do. So, Strike Raid has 5 Keyblade tosses. The 5th one is the finisher, Judgment. Mm-hmm. What you need to do is you need to hit him with only the 4th and 5th. So you have to chuck the Keyblade into nowhere 3 times, then lock on to him, which can be very tricky and very annoying when you've got the hook bats everywhere, or you've got the gargoyles there, but you get that 4th hit, you get that 5th hit. So nicely done there.
And I want to point out to really express, there we go, express is the word I'm looking for, to express how difficult it is. You say that you need to throw it into nowhere, but you don't necessarily have any control over where the possessor goes, right? So like, you need to ensure that like even that KH2 doesn't auto lock onto the possessor while you're doing that. So it's by no means an easy tech to perform.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll position myself directly into a corner, and I'll be throwing it right into the corner, and Possessor just goes, "Hey, what's going on over here?" Yeah. I'm like, "No! How dare you? You ruined it."
Did you just really make the "how dare you" joke?
Oh my god.
I was just saying, "How dare you?"
Dare, unfortunately, you cannot leave that way. But Dare will go leave through the dungeon. I like this play. I think it's faster than Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're definitely similar.
Oh!
It's okay. 100 Acre from
Didn't
Uki.
mean to interrupt you.
Oh.
I was just excited about new content.
Where are we going?
Wait.
Dare.
What?
If you're trying to leave, you can go the secret.
Didn't he walk
dungeon.
through the dungeon?
Uh.
Oh no!
walked
I see what he did.
into
He went from the upper
Thresholder's
deck to
room.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
It's a
very
weird.
confused.
It's a really weird place to have to leave BC.
Oh my
Very rarely do you actually leave there. So.
We have two new pieces of content here: LOD and 100 Acre. Now, one thing that's working in Uki's favor is that Uki actually knows so much about Disney Castle. And that, like, knowing that there's that many reports, like, even if you're Dare, right? Like, Dare has, what, 7 reports
Yeah,
remaining? If you're looking at a 6 DC with 7 reports remaining, you're surely thinking, okay, it has, like, maybe 3, maybe 4 reports. No, it's got virtually all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So Uki having this information might incentivize. No, even what I was saying doesn't make sense because that means that literally any checks are probably less likely to be reports.
Yeah, but I think Uki might still be thinking about that. 100 Acre cannot have
can't, right.
reports because it does not have a first visit
Right.
by our definitions.
I'm at the edge of my seat here.
Oh, where's the check? It's
No!
pages.
No! That's like the worst thing you want to see in
Paper.
100 Acre Wood. That's
Oh, yikes. Okay.
No.
Unfortunate time sink there by Uki. Fortunately, it wasn't too deep. Didn't end up
No.
doing the Honey Slider game, which is another long
And
minigame
more
we
new
like to-
content.
Rhinelands.
I remember when pages couldn't be in 100 Acre.
Do you think
Is that
Uki is just sack?
Yeah, it didn't
yeah.
always used to be. Didn't always
Yeah.
used to be able to be there.
Sorry,
Back
Kale, you
at
were
the-
saying something.
I was just saying, do you think Uki is sacking OC?
Mm,
Josh, you go first.
oh, I can't. I honestly can't tell.
Dare is known to kind of just push the big numbers. And so Uki might potentially be metagaming that a little bit, saying, Dare will just go to OC. Dare will probably go to OC earlier than I do. And so if I have to go to OC to win, that's going to be Dare's seed to win instead of mine. I don't know. Maybe.
So, my answer to your question is, I was expecting him to be sacking Odin, but for Hollow Bastion, not for Pride. Because Hollow Bastion, it can have 2 reports, and we know they're both on Bailey, right? Because he probably grabbed all the chests and then did. So 2 reports on Bailey.
Right.
So even if I get those 2 reports, right? I know there's a 1. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to take the route that he did. Obviously, like, with what I know, that there are 2 reports there. Uki doesn't know that. So, like, if I were Uki, if I'm sacking Olympus Coliseum, I would be anticipating that it's for a Hollow Bastion, right? Because if it's a 3 Hollow Bastion in the second visit, that's huge information, right?
Is he going to get this DM skip?
It's looking like it. What a beautiful fight so far.
You do? I think he can do this much.
Oh
No!
Wait, what?
How
his
did he break
anger
out of
grew
that?
for-
His
I
anger grew
didn't-
far too long mid-limit?
I didn't know he
Excuse
could
me?
do
guess.
that.
Sure.
I
I
don't-
guess he wasn't
Sir,
properly
I don't think you're allowed to do
stunned.
that.
I don't know.
Oh,
What a terrible boss.
get your Hans in chat. Like that's
Swear, fix your game.
Like I think I saw Simba with a hit, but I didn't think he was out that long.
like
I feel like that's a pretty airtight stun lock, you know? With how many hits there are? It's like saying Duck Flare didn't hit fast enough.
We're going into Pride Lands 2 as well as finishing LOD 1, which had a blizzard and a magnet so far.
And
Oh
we
boy.
Can we get a ground shaker?
I would like to quickly point something out that I think is very rare, if you don't mind, commentators. So, usually, when I keep the joint tracker, there's only like one or two, or not one or two, but like maybe 3 or 4 more checks than the max of the 2 racers. So look, that Uki has 29 checks, Dare has 27. Usually the joint tracker is only like maybe a single-digit number of checks above it, and it's usually like 4 or 5, right? Because they like only have 1 or 2 deviations. Look at our joint tracker. We are sitting at 40 joint checks with the maximum between these 2 racers being a 29. So this just shows, like, what I was saying earlier, that these 2 could not be more different as racers. And it's so exciting to watch because they have the same 3 proofs.
Yeah, when it comes to the things that matter, the same.
Exactly, but everything else could not be more different. We have... Oh my god, Peter Pan!
Oh, it's Pan!
Oh.
These pushes just not paying out.
It might be that one in STT.
How awful. What a terrible seed that would be.
We're going to Hollow Bastion here, or Olympus Coliseum, right? If I'm Uki, like, there's no other answer.
Uki was eyeballing it for a second, but...
Okay, yeah, there's Hollow Bastion.
Now, if Uki is going to get 2 reports here, is that going to change Uki's routing at all?
You'd be left with 1 check in Hollow Bastion that could potentially be the proof, right?
Right.
And the reports themselves, it looks like Uki has already gotten those checks, so no new information. Do you push maybe to Ansem Study and hope that you snag it? Do you just hard commit? Do you go elsewhere? This is where it gets hard. This is, I think, where you play to your gut and you just do content. Going back in. Get that Valor and go. They've tried. They've tried to get Valor. They haven't found it yet. It has to be... It's got to be on Master, right? I mean, it could be a form level 6, I guess. But Master is looking most likely. Oh, poor Hayabusa. Hayabusa deserved it.
Yeah, no poor Hayabusa would make fried chicken. Combo Master.
Master. Where's Combo? Combo Master's on Roxas, vanilla, right?
I think so.
Man, I wish you got it on Shanyu. That'd be so much more fun.
It would be. It'd be nice to get it that early. I miss Explosion's vanilla location, to be honest.
Same. Same.
Getting it on Twin Lords was nice.
You know, all the reports. Did we get one more? Did we get report? Oh, we got report 6 in LOD.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Which
god,
says
that's the
that
last
Space
report.
Paranoid
All
is armed.
paper accounted for.
STG just got scary.
42 checks between the both of them. So we have 3 on drives, 1 in SDT, 1 in Hollow Bastion 2 somewhere, which is Demix or Beyond according to Dare's perspective. 1 in Disney Castle, which is Windows and Beyond. 1 in Space Paranoids, which is Beyond Hostile Program. Oh my god. And the funny thing is that there's a decent chance that we won't see any of these new checks for a while because there's a lot of content. There's a lot of different content between the 2 of them, so they might circle back over what the other has done.
Very clean Demix fight there from Dare.
Dare has a really good chance to get a bunch of wisdom levels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, but-
That's a huge advantage that Dare has
No,
here
we
with
can't.
Magnera.
There you go.
Right? We're already at the max wisdom
Is?
level.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Well, Wisdom still makes it fast.
It makes it faster,
Yeah.
There-
sure.
Blender.
STT from
There it is!
Uki!
Oh,
Oh,
Uki biting the bullet and going to
This-
jail.
This has to make or break the seed, right?
it surely does, right? Like, keep in mind, Uki does not know that this isn't a report. Like, it's one thing if we know it has to be a non-report check, but Uki doesn't know that. We do.
Yeah. Uki sees potential reports
Wait.
in a lot of places, though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it could be reports in LOD, reports in OC, reports in TR, reports in Halloween Town. There are still quite a lot of locations that could potentially hold reports for him. So maybe he's not quite so scared of that.
We shall see.
Yeah, watching Uki's master level sit at 1 is a little bit painful, mostly because I've already seen Wisdom and seen the checks on Wisdom.
I will
You know,
say
for Uki, it's like, oh, well, you know, it could be Wisdom too, but
one thing that I think Uki is aware of is Uki can get 2 limit levels off of pushing STT. So that might be part of the like. If Uki gets to limit 5, it wouldn't shock me if Uki waits to come back again until he gets a Valor form or a Wisdom form. So like, it's something that you can push while also justifiably getting Wisdom.
Oh, that's
Yo.
gross. That's
1K. Now, fortunately for Dare, what Dare does know is that if there's a check on proof of peace, he doesn't care about it. Right? Because it would be otherwise inaccessible. You can't have the proof of peace check necessary to get the proof of peace.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Magic is a little on the low side. Oh, well, there it is. A couple of level ups, though. I think he got maybe 1 magic level there, and now it's shredding.
The Heartless just need to cooperate.
Yeah. Try to get those spawns. Hello, everybody, into the blender.
Yeah, I want to ride the teacups.
Woohoo!
An item slot.
I love the teacups, largely because the last time I was at Disney World,
It's Boo and the
it could be
Gullwing.
Gullwing.
Gullwing is the only check left because it can't be on proof of peace check.
Right. I mean, it could still be an important check there. We just don't care
What?
about it. All right, whatever it is, we don't care about it. It's not the proof.
Oh,
Yep,
I see.
no.
I see.
It could
Right,
still
right.
be. It could still be something.
It could still be something. It's
There's
just not the proof. I see.
It's
Peace.
nothing that
No
anyone
light of
cares
shame
about.
from Dare.
But no, the last time I was at Disney World, I wanted to ride the teacups. I was like high school, and nobody else in my family wanted to ride the teacup, so I went by myself, and I got put in a teacup with some D1 football players.
Mm-hmm.
We were zooming. Oh man, it was fun.
Oh, God. I have lived in Florida for almost 2 years, and I still haven't gone to Disney World.
Really? Do you get like a discount or something? Is it
I
cheaper if you're in the
don't-
state?
I don't know. But I don't really get out much. I'm 45 minutes away from the beach, and I've still only been to the beach once since I've been here.
It's a big state. You need a car to get there. Like it is still a big state.
Mhm. Disneyland gives discounts if you're a California resident. Look that up.
Okay.
Interesting.
Quick run. Woohoo!
Florida resident special tickets.
Ah, there you go. I know a lot of places tend to do that, like major amusement parks, and other assorted places like water parks, theme parks. Theme park. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yep.
Thank you.
2-day pass for $200.
That's still so expensive.
It is.
I'm sure it's a fantastic deal. I'm sure it's amazing. But I just hear the numbers.
Ugh. I like theme parks. I've worked at one, so. But, I really hope this struggle fight has it.
Oh. I'll see. It's a couple of checks here.
STT
And then a bunch of cutscenes. Gotta run to sunset. It's such a slog. And it is such a grind. It takes so long to get through.
That's why in vanilla I've got a save file at Yensid's Tower. And Axel is going to DM.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna get through this. So if I'm Dare, I'm assuming that if we're pushing TT1, we're pushing TT, right? With 2 checks unknown, final
Probably.
with 5. If I'm either racer, that Valor form on drives is starting to actually make me camp, right?
They have nothing on drives. They have found nothing.
Oh, that's the horrible part.
I mean, partially either racer has sacked something very relevant, right? Dare has not even set foot into Disney Castle, Space Paranoids, or STT. Whereas Uki has not done the largest world available, which is OC. So from their perspective, right, they have one form unhinted. Dare is about to go get the master form, which is huge intel. But like something that they sacked might have had the form.
They're going at the same place in different worlds.
One's in TT, one's in simulated TT. They were both in the station for just a moment.
They were both going up the hill at the same time.
You know how
Explosion!
Oh, okay, let's go.
Disgusting.
What an awful scene.
Not torn
It's
pages. Not
Okay.
the last torn pages. Oh no.
All right, could have been worse, I guess.
Here's our
That
jump
is-
tracker at the moment.
A lot of time wasted, though.
Is this SP2 for us? This is our new first
Yes.
push into SP2. Here we go.
Oh man. Explosion. Yeah, I'm with you there, Des. Like, I want Uki to use Master Form just a little bit. Master Magnet is pretty solid crowd control. Master Thunder, pretty good crowd control in some fights. It's very, very fight dependent. But those are some ways that you can speed up these fights, but also be leveling the form. Oh, Uki still doesn't even have a magnet. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
The magnets from Dare were LOD and OC, which Uki hasn't done.
Just use a little bit of Master Form as a treat.
Yeah, no wonder he's sticking a final.
There's the Master.
Okay, there's the
Form.
Master Form.
Master. There's
No.
those dreams that I've been after.
No drive converters, but these guys do drop a couple of drive orbs.
Better than nothing. But
Oh, where's the level up?
those Devastators are scary.
You could say there.
Oblivion.
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Devastating.
You said it, not me. Nice slow-mo.
At least we're not being reckless.
Ah! That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
I got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I don't remember seeing a drive converter. I don't remember every check though. Final up to 6, still nothing. Only a bright gem.
Drives have been a big nothing burger. You need drive converters for the gamblers, right? Yeah, because they only drop money otherwise.
Oh, here we go. Here's the Keyblade check. Chat was just talking about this. No! There aren't any on Keyblades either! And the abilities? No! Oh my goodness. That is tough. Dare obviously came in here 2-level master, but this is just going to be money.
Eeny. Meeny.
And I think Dare maybe just double checking, or I don't know, maybe what's the money? There's Dare. You missed
It's
the chest.
it's MCP.
Where's equations with our MCP? That's our #1 MCP fan.
They're not even bothering with the rest of the chests.
Dare's
Dare
getting-
has said if the proof were in TT, Uki would have found it, and this seed would be over. What a huge gamble. Yeah, just full sending drives. I could never play like this. I am too much of the opinion of, like, I'm going to play optimally, and I'm going to play to me.
Auto limit.
What it... Rude? Rude. Now, if Dare wants to die here, it'll take quite a while.
I don't.
So it looks like we're going to see Dare exit the world.
Yeah, that's gonna be quicker.
He's got one more orb. No levels.
Sarcasm migraine. MCP would be a nice place to level Valor if Uki had Valor. If it wasn't in an awful place.
They're taking the armor off to death abuse a little faster. Unfortunately, it does have to die now. Those orbs didn't reset. This is something you don't see very often. Chat, why didn't those orbs reset? I thought when you left the world, the orbs reset.
I thought they did too.
When you leave the world, they do reset. But there's a problem. When you leave Core to the GOA, what world do you enter?
You enter Hollow Bastion.
You enter
I never
Hollow
knew
Bastion.
that was the reason why. Now I understand. I never knew that was the reason why.
You're basically just room transitioning.
Yep, it's just a room transition. Because you go to Hollow Bastion. Okay.
Uki is pushing all the right content because it's content we don't know about. Meaning it's all the right content from our perspective. So Uki has, at this point...
Master
Master 5!
Oh! Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yuki, with only a tiny advantage on it, needs to go into Master here.
Even then, I don't think this is enough levels. That
Not enough.
It's not going to be much.
And Dare has Dare has the higher load list, but
you've got it. Yeah, good. You've got it. You're getting drive orbs. You have to take advantage of this because you haven't seen a drive converter. You're not going into Core, and you've sacked OC, which has Hydra, which is kind of the other like fantastic place to level Master.
Yeah.
So you have to take advantage of that experience wherever you can get it. I think maybe the cars drop a couple.
I don't think we're not enough to get from 2 to 5 though, right? Like even with
no, definitely not.
Like,
it's
we might
some.
Get 4 if we're lucky. Wow, what a seed!
What a seed indeed.
So Valor is on Wisdom Limit or Master 6.
Or above.
Wait, it can't be on 7. Valor can't be on 7. So there's no auto logic. So Valor cannot be Valor form cannot be on Valor.
And it can't be on us at level 7, and we're at Final 6. Oh my god.
Final 6 and the others to 5. This has been a fascinating seed.
And it's one where I don't even think that Dare can credit, like, or that Uki could say that it was because Dare didn't shotgun, or vice versa. Like, Dare could say it's because I avoided shotguns. It had a lot to do with just deciding to commit to drives, right? That's really what it was. And either player could have decided to do that.
Yeah, I think they both sacked various pieces of content.
Yeah.
And sort of pushed it. And so Uki was sort of pushing worlds. Uki never found Wisdom Form, and I think that's something that he probably really wanted to find because it would unlock so many checks. And now it looks like Uki's doing this, presumably to go level Master in Core.
Yep. If
But
Uki
maybe
levels
too little
Master, if Uki levels Master in Core, still have a chance if Dare death loops.
Does he get it in one set?
I don't think he will.
He's still only at 3 after that first one. Magic boost. We wouldn't have any abilities here. It'll just be boosts and synth items.
Nope.
No.
Which, I mean, boosts are nice, but
not really
not nice
necessary at
enough.
this point. Yeah. Probably just a habit. See chest, open chest.
that little bit of treasure chest rush.
There's 4. I don't think that other orb is going to get him to 5.
It does.
Yep.
Oh, it did!
But
It did! He's got to go!
If Uki has a jackpot on, I think that's why.
Jackpot does help there.
Unfortunately, I don't think this is enough to save Uki.
It is
Only
a lot
if-
of ground to make up.
Only if Dare death loops on Final Xemnas. Or
I want to say that it could potentially come down to a dome, but I'm not even sure
I don't
that
think
would do
dome's
it.
enough. I don't think dome's enough, no.
Let's see. Dare is starting Armored 2 at like 106.14, 106.13, something like that.
Like, Uki will not even be on Armored Xemnas 1 by that time, unfortunately. I would love for that, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah, just a little bit too much ground to make up. Definitely needs Dare to be making mistakes. And Dare hasn't really been doing that. Dare's been playing very cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
Mouse diff? Mouse diff?
Mouse diff.
I'm just saying,
I think maybe
mouse diff.
I think maybe STT diff.
I mean, STT
If we're gonna
diff
blame-
didn't help, but mouse diff had all the paper. All the paper.
Nothing but paper.
Dare I say that that mouse diff actually had more paper than STT did?
Fair.
But like, look, between the two of them, this was kind of the inverse of the seed that was earlier today between Clunk and Taser 2, in that like they had all of their important tools and checks early, whereas I feel like, maybe commentators you'll agree or disagree, but I feel like everything was deeper. Like, I feel like everything in this seed, like, you had to really work for some of these tools that you finally acquire.
You really did.
The shotguns didn't yield all that much for you.
No, not a lot. You know, you got a form here or there. You know, we had those forms in Pride Lands along with a single reflect. There's like a fire, there's like a thunder. But you were missing the big money tools, right? Explosion was buried in STT. The magnets were both very deep. This was a challenging seed to play, and it's just too good. He can't be stopped. He won't be stopped.
Dome, skip, success, GG.
GG's to Dare, and I think with this time, I'll double check. 29 seconds. But I think unfortunately,
Unless he discovers a new skip.
live on stream, think
This
we're
is it.
looking-
So the assassin's gonna push him out of bounds, and then. Well, GG's to Dare. And GG's to
GG.
Uki, in advance. This was
a tough
very
seed.
well played.
Very interesting seed to dissect. Massive shout out to Uki. Uki has been like a frame one supporter of Fresh Faces too, and Kale, you know Uki better than I do, but as far as I'm aware of the Uki lore, if you will, Uki had not really been like that big of a rando proponent, but in preparation for Fresh Faces 2, really tried to go from like no practice to as much practice as possible, and it really showed.
He had played close to 0 Kingdom Hearts Randomizer. I helped him get set up, kind of like as it's like, oh hey, Fresh Faces is a thing that's gonna happen, and he asked me, he's like, hey, what settings should I be practicing on? And so I grabbed some stuff that was pretty similar to Fresh Faces 1. I'm like, I don't know what settings we're going to use, but it'll probably be pretty similar. So that he could kind of get a little bit of practice, just getting familiar with the game, getting familiar with the tools and the routing and where are the chests located. All of those things that you sort of got to learn as a beginning rando runner. And it's hard to look at Uki now and say he's a beginning rando runner, because he has improved so quickly, but that's because of the hours that he's put in. He's run so many seeds and practiced so hard, and when he's had trouble with fights, he's like, Sonic, how do I do this? And Sonic is always happy to give advice. Anybody in the community, nice bonks, thanks, chair. Basically, everybody in this community is super happy to help and give advice and help people improve. And Uki has sort of actively sought that out. And that's how he's been able to improve to this level. And that's what got him here into top 8.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. This is one of the rare times where I think I have the exact same questions for both racers, because each racer sacked something in their own way, right? And I need to, okay, I know that Dare's gonna give me the same answer. I'm calling it now. Dare's gonna give me the same answer he's given since the start of the tournament. But, this Disney Castle sack, I can't be the only one who thinks this is absurd. This is something different than what we saw the first 2 times, right? This is a big number that we've ignored, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to know what made him so confident that it wasn't there. And I guess to a similar extent, I have to ask Uki the same thing, in that, you dodged OC, right? So both racers in their own right dodged something enormous. And I want to know what made them think that was the play. And I mean, I guess it was. They clearly both know something I don't. I take much longer than either of these races to finish this seed, let me tell you what.
Same.
So, they clearly know something.
I think there's an element of... It's very difficult to discern where exactly the proofs are with these settings. The hint system is very, very simple and very easy to understand, right? And that was kind of the goal for Fresh Faces. We didn't want to throw path hints at people, And so with all checks just sort of being, this is a check, I think it's very, very difficult to consistently identify where the proofs are. And so seeing people just sack worlds and say, I'm going to save 5 to 10 minutes over my opponent by just not going somewhere. And say that 5 to 10 minutes is worth more to me than potentially getting a proof. And I think in Uki's case, Uki sees OC, and well, of course, we'll have to ask him about it, but I have to imagine it's something along the lines of OC is a really long world, it takes a long time. Oh, that's rough. Does he take the dome? I hope he gives it another try, actually. The race is lost at this point. Give it another try. End it with a bang. Show us how you do it.
You're saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I just imagine Uki saying, it's a long world and it's a huge time investment. Even if I do need to go there, right? It's like maybe you just say it's worth more to me to be able to check multiple locations than checking that one. Because if you look at the second visits, right? Uki finished off Pride Lands. Uki finished off Space Paranoids. Uki finished off 100 Acre Wood. Uki finished off TR. He was able to finish a lot of worlds kind of by sacking the ones that he did. And Dare kind of did the same, right? Dare said, I'm not going to go to DC. I'm not going to go into SP, but was able to completely finish Olympus Coliseum and Beast Castle and LOD. Did 1K, effectively finished Hollow Bastion, right? We know that one check, whatever it was, we didn't care about it. My bets are that it's what's on the board? Probably another Cure. I'm gonna place my bets on that. It's a Cure.
Here's our joint tracker for what it's worth.
So it could be a Fire, a Cure, or a Reflect.
There you go.
The other two being somewhere on drives, probably on Valor.
I think Uki has the dome skip here. We do have
This is
full
looking
MP,
good.
so I think that even if we don't get it here, we're just not going to do the all Zen and just going to do reflect into Impression.
Yeah.
Oh, you could see that Uki was trying to do that.
Yeah. You could see that customized menu pop up.
Yep. Let's go! I love this. I love seeing the.
No. Yeah.
Dude,
I'm sure
doing the
Uki's
dome
got
skip.
eyes on the race time, so Uki knows that it's over. But end it on your own terms. Get that skip.
I gotta say, like, it's getting to be that stage in the tourney, and it's something that chat brought up at the start, where it's like you can't really believe how deep we are in this tourney. So it hurts because, like, don't get me, it hurts anytime you lose anyone in a tourney like this, where the tourney is just a means to an end, where it's like any name you see on the stream is an exciting new name to look at. But like at this point, like there's lore behind the racers, if you get what I mean. Like there's like we saw their top 32 matches, we saw their top 16 matches, and now we're starting to lose like these people who have this like lore behind the bracket, if you know what I mean. So it's tough to see that that this is the last time that we'll see anyone in fresh faces too.
Yeah, Dare trying to fill out the tracker here.
I think Dare's looking at our stream. I was gonna say, like, how did he get the
That's the only
tracker?
That's the only way.
I was like, how did
I
I gen this in tourney mode? So if he somehow managed to recollect everything, I'd be concerned. But I think he's trying to follow along on stream and figure out what's going on. No, it was definitely the weirdest seed of all time.
He's in Dome.
No! We just had so many more checks in the joint tracker than each one of them had as an individual. And it's something I pointed out at the start. They're so different that, like, you get this double-digit discrepancy between either individual tracker and the joint, which is something I don't think I've ever seen before this entire tournament. Alright, Erdaz, just for you, I'll go spoiler log your drive converters.
Yeah, where the heck were the drive converters?
Really?
This is okay. If there's like a decently early drive converter, even something remotely accessible, this is a totally different seed.
Any guesses, chat? I'm about to type it in.
Both STT Mansion.
No.
We went into STT, but we didn't go far enough, and STT is disrespecting us. That's my guess.
One of them is in a dead Port Royal.
Ew.
Right? How far?
Moonlight Nook.
Oh, that's not happening.
It has an eight values its depth, since I don't know any of the room numbers. But the other one is on a Keyblade. And
There
that
it is.
Keyblade is
The
an
Sonic
STT
Blade.
Mansion.
Yo.
STT Mansion.
say
had the
STT Mansion?
STT Mansion had the Keyblade for drive converter.
I had
Ew.
one. I could feel it. It was taunting us. It's always dangling in front of your face. Uki with the Sonic Blade finisher there for the dome skip. Creative. Dare. Oh, Dare's gonna go see what that Hollow Bastion check is. Let's see what the check is on Proof of Peace. So, Fire, Cure, Reflect.
I'm gonna say the Cure.
I'm gonna say the fire. I think it's the fire.
I said the Cure earlier. I'm gonna stick to that.
Burn, baby.
Although-
All that for a Cure.
I was right.
Fire. And the medallion.
Congrats. Your prize is
Let me quickly ping at
a
both
sense
of
of
them at this point, because I feel like both of them might have something interesting to say.
Yeah, let's get him in here if we can.
All right, they have been invited. Let me quickly go. I'll be right back.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Uki.
Hello.
Looks like we're gonna get Darren here in just a minute. And Roro stepped away from him.
All good. Yeah, once I saw Dare finish, because when I got in the final, or as soon as I got the last proof, I had race time backed up and was looking, and it was like,
Yeah.
is Dare finishing this? And then when I saw Dare finish and put loadless time in and where I was at, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna at least finish
yeah.
it.
I think
Finish
we were all happy to see you finish Final Zemnis on your own terms.
I mean, at that point, I was like, I'm gonna put on a show. Like, I screwed up my first dome skip. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care how many times it takes me. I'm gonna do a fucking dome skip where I'm using limit form in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Even if, and that's why I kept trying to force it. And then I got in that awkward situation where it's like, I hit the Sonic Blade, and I'm like, maybe I stagger him long enough that he stays down here. He teleported, and I was like, no. And then he just stayed just low enough, so I could continue hitting him.
Yeah, it's definitely an awkward skip to try to get.
Yeah. I was just like, whatever. I figured if I'm going out of this tourney, I'm going out, with a bang, not with a whimper.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get into like too many of the details because I want Roro to come back, because I want Roro to be able to ask these questions and hear the responses. But I do got to say GGs to both of you.
Oh my
GGs.
god, what a I hated that scene.
Okay, Dare. All I want to ask is where the fuck were the drive converters? Because I stopped. I refused to use. I was refusing to use Master for so long.
Funny.
Oh, here's Roro.
Question.
Bring it in. Tell us, Roro.
So yeah, here's the thing. I have no idea where they were. I didn't grab it.
Yeah,
I didn't get a jackpot.
neither one of you should, in your right mind, have gotten either drive converter, because one of them was in a dead Port Royal, and the other one was STT Mansion.
And I was almost to Mansion.
You were almost there, but you had no reason to go. You got the torn
I mean,
page.
you're right, but I mean, at that point, it's what 8 checks quick, or like 8-9 checks super quick, just for tool.
It's not that quick though. There's still a lot of cutscenes and a lot of
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah.
leaving
Go
when you
ahead.
did was the right play, I think. Yeah.
No, I don't
And,
think
like the only way it pays out is if you find exactly drive converter, and the odds of that are so ridiculously low, and you had other things to do.
No, you're right.
like it's something that's unhinted, so you like it literally just could be anywhere. There's no reason to push something that's dead if you could potentially find it in something that's still potentially proof yielding, right?
Oh, I agree.
But no,
Okay.
commentators, I'm going to give you the first go at questions because I'm sure I'll have questions even after you're done. So, Kale, Kale and Josh, obviously. I know Kale was the one talking when I was.
Yeah. Josh, do you wanna take the floor here? Did you have any questions you want to ask?
I don't have anything to interject at the moment.
Okay. I'll preface with this. So, Uki,
Mm-hmm.
you sacked OC,
Yeah.
which was the biggest world. Dare, you sacked DC, which was the second biggest world.
Sure did.
Among sacrificing some other lower value worlds, right? My question for both of you is, why?
My simple response to you: I know Dare's playstyle. I figured he's pushing OC early, and if he got the fucking proof there, he was going to win the seed. I was not going to be able to catch him, so I'm like, I am just gonna let it go, because as much as I would love to have gone there for the sake of Warehouse Jesus, no, it was not gonna be in the cards because the fact that, like I said, I knew Dare was gonna push it early.
You want to know the sad thing about me going to OC was?
Did you have to go all the way to the end?
Yes, I had to do that, but also I did not know Final Keyblade was no experience.
Yeah, I found that out. I looked very quickly on that one because I'm very big on once I get drives with Keyblades, I'm checking them. So
I don't know how many potential levels I missed out on, but when I got there and I looked at myself, I'm like, something don't seem right. And as soon as I looked, I'm like, God damn it. I wanted to throw my controller.
no.
When I saw that I had no experience, I wasted like so much experience.
Yeah.
I was like, bro.
We saw you check that after the orange statue fight.
Yep.
And one of the things that we kind of talked about in this seed was, even though levels were dead, you all both pushed, deep content, right? Uki pushed TT3 pretty darn early. Dare, you pushed OC2 really early, and you get some pretty chonky levels there. You get a lot of experience, and you get a lot of levels, and you get a lot of stats. And you were kind of like, your magic situation was fine, but your strength was like just below the floor for Hades. So your Hades fight ended up being slow because
it sure did.
You were lacking the stats to make it quick.
I was lacking like the 10 levels I missed out on in just the dusk fight before it.
Yeah. No, and the thing was, I got EXP boost before I got to TT3 and put that on for Mansion Fight. By the way, the final check was on Betwixt. So I went all the way.
That's funny. If you want to know, you had to go all the way to proof of peace check for a fire.
Yeah.
No, but the funnier part was that Betwixt was the other fire.
Well, the thing is, Dare did push up to Betwixt, but we assumed that Dare did not do Betwixt because we thought Dare might have deduced that if it were a Betwixt proof, he would have been done, which is why Dare didn't do it.
Or even
because I actually left
proof at all.
Yeah, so I actually left TT like really late, which I normally don't do. But being as it started as a 4, I was kind of like, I can get there later. And then like the later I got in there, like once I hit TT3 and it got down to like a 2 before Mansion, that right then and there, actually when I got into TT3, I was like, I'm more than certain this is some drive proof. And that was probably in the back of my mind for like a good 20 minutes before. Because I was just sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm up to like 5 or 6 on all my drives. I don't even find this Valor. So I'm like, it's gotta be some deep drive. And then, yeah, once I got final 6, everything else was 5 except for Master. I'm like, oh my God. If
Where'd you get Wisdom?
That was on Hades.
Oh, well, yeah, I was never getting that then. So the biggest thing for me was I did Disney Castle because I was like, okay, this is relevant.
That was funny.
So there, that literally was the world of paper. That literally was the library of paper.
And see, I kind of deduced that a little ways in, where I'm like, okay, I don't have a lot of reports showing up, and that DC is.
I pushed it too early. I pushed it super early. That was the problem.
Yeah, so like I got late enough where I'm looking at it. I don't have reports coming up. I have quite a few visits done, or we're to the point of being second visit, so a report wouldn't be there. So I'm like, DC has got to have. I was thinking at least like 3 or 4.
That's probably think about what it had was like 4.
And then so I'm like, if I lose to DC, I mean, I was completely fine with it.
Also,
DC had 5 reports total.
God, yeah.
DCTR combined had 5, and I will
That's
say
disgusting.
the information